What is going on, everybody? It's Georgia Bulldog Will here, and well, unfortunately today the USA, they played the Netherlands today in Qatar, and unfortunately the USA lost 3-1, and you know what that means? That means they are eliminated from the World Cup. In the round of 16, the USA loses to the Netherlands 3-1. It was honestly, I think we could have won this game because if you saw the first half, we totally outpossessed the Dutch. I mean, completely outpossessed them. But they got 2 goals on their, they had very few opportunities, but they used those opportunities to score. And they scored on 2 of them. They were up 2-0 going into halftime. So, it was crazy how we had so many opportunities to score, but we couldn't score. We could have taken a 1-0 lead. Pulisic almost had a goal, but we didn't get one. I think Weston McKennie had a shot, but it was saved by the goalkeeper on the Netherlands. And then, the Dutch they took advantage of their opportunities and they scored on two of them. They had very few. They had 3 or 4, and they scored on 2 of them. It was crazy. And it was annoying too. It was like, how are they scoring on their very few opportunities, and then we have many more opportunities than them, and we can't score? I mean, I don't get it. It was like we couldn't shoot at all. It's like we didn't want to shoot the ball. We kept passing it and stuff. We had an opportunity to shoot, and we couldn't shoot. But then when we did shoot, it was always blocked. It didn't go anywhere. Our shots went nowhere. A ton of our shots, they stayed on the ground. You didn't get air on any of your shots. They kept staying on the ground, and it was an easy save for the goalie. So that's what I have to say about the first half. Is we totally dominated that first half, but the Netherlands had their very few opportunities, and they scored on 2 of them. So the second half starts, and again, we're getting more opportunities than them. We're outpossessing them. We outpossessed them the entire game. But we didn't. But we couldn't come through. But at least we did manage to score, and we were back in the game. Haji Wright. This was the weirdest goal I've ever seen. It was played out. I think it was played out, and what happened? We crossed it in. And Haji Wright, it literally clips off the back of his cleat, and it goes up. The goalkeeper's trying to get it. The Netherlands are trying to clear it out, but it goes over them and into the side netting on the left side, and and it went, and he scored. I was like, how did that go in? It was the wackiest goal I've ever seen. That was one of the wackiest goals I've actually ever seen. So the USA were back in the game. It was 2-1, and then later on, towards the end of the game, the Netherlands had a cross in. Nobody, literally, the U.S. were towards the left side of the box, and on the right side, this guy was onside, and he was wide open. Nobody was guarding him. They play it over all the players, right to that wide open player, and he puts it right into the bottom left corner. It was an easy goal. Nobody was guarding him. On the first goal that the Netherlands scored, they're just quick on their passes, and we're not able to follow them, and they take quick shots. So good job there. Same thing on the second goal, but the third goal was just a lack of guarding, of watching your man. They just didn't watch their men. They didn't cover any. They didn't cover the Dutch player that was wide open, and he had an easy goal. So yeah, that's how we lost. But you know what? Apart from all that, I'm so proud of this team. 5 years ago, we did not qualify for the World Cup. We lost to Trinidad and Tobago, and we did not qualify. And this team was just at its... It was the U.S. men's national team was at its worst point, ever. They hadn't been this bad in a long time. They hadn't been that bad in a long time. But as the years went on, we started developing. Greg Berhalter becomes our head coach, and he brings this team back from the dead, and he has done a phenomenal job. He got us to the World Cup, and he got us to the knockout stages of the World Cup. Such a young team like the USA. We had the second youngest team going into the World Cup. I'm not sure who has the youngest team in the World Cup, but we had the second youngest team. But we did have the youngest team at the round of 16, I believe, if I'm correct. Yeah, I think that's about right. So yeah, we had the second youngest team at the round of 16. So yeah, that's the stat. That's one thing about the USA. Yeah, we had such a young team. Tyler Adams was our captain. Pulisic played great. Weston McKennie, Timothy Weah, Musa, Walker Zimmerman, Tim Ream, Matt Turner, our goalie, he was phenomenal. Everybody played great, but unfortunately, the Netherlands they were just ready for us. They were ready for us, and well, they did very well today. So all I have to say is congratulations to the Netherlands on advancing to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. They will either play Argentina or Australia. That game is going to happen soon. We'll see who wins that game. The winner of that game faces the Netherlands in the quarterfinals. And then the winner of the quarterfinals goes to the semifinals. Winner of the semifinals goes to the final. Yada yada yada. So yeah, it was hard to watch that game. I wanted the USA to win. We all did. But unfortunately, they are out of the World Cup. But I'm so proud of this team, how much they've developed. And now we got 4 years to develop this team even more. Let's get even better. Here's what I'll tell you in advance. The 2026 World Cup, we are automatically qualified for. It's in what's funny is all 3 countries in North America are hosting it. Canada, the United States, and Mexico all hosting that World Cup. So we're automatically in. But that doesn't mean that we just stay the same we are. We got to develop. We got to make our team better. The team's looking great, but let's get even better. Let's develop. Let's develop. We got the Gold Cup this summer where we play like Mexico and Canada. It's usually every time in the Gold Cup, it's always like between Mexico and the United States in the final. Usually, sometimes Mexico wins, sometimes the U.S. wins. Last year it was us. We beat Mexico in the final and we won 1-0 on a Miles Robinson header in extra time. It was off a set piece. It was unbelievable. 2019, Mexico beat us in the final on a shot that I don't want to watch that game back. It was horrible. We did so well in that Gold Cup. We killed it. As we usually do. We do very well in the Gold Cup. We're usually very good in the Gold Cup. We usually make it to the semifinals or the final, so that's a good thing. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, the USA are out of the World Cup. I'm just going to try and watch some other games in the World Cup now that we're out, but that doesn't mean that, like, I'm just going to, stop watching this team. I'm going to see how this team develops over the next 4 years because I want to see improvement. We all do. But, yeah, this is my last USA World Cup video. I'll see you guys later, and hopefully 2026 can be another great World Cup for the USA. Well, I'll see you guys later, and go USA!